Hi guys, Jason McCory here with Hocus Pocus Productions. And I'm here to talk to you, especially my real estate friends, about why you need to be using a professional, certified 107 drone pilot for your listings. Okay, and we're going to go with an acronym, SAIL. I know it's a word all of you real estate agents love. It's something you know, something you put on your signs, and so that's what we're going to use. So, SAIL stands for safety, aesthetics, legality, and expertise. I was going to use professionalism for that last one, but that would spell salt, and I'm not even sure that's a word. So, let's talk about safety. A professional drone pilot has been taught, trained, and checked out to know how to most safely operate their small aircraft. Okay? There are a lot of things you guys might not take into consideration, like insurance. I've had some agents not even know that your drone pilot should be flying with some kind of insurance for liability, especially if there's people in the area. You've got property that needs to be protected and things like that. And we can buy that hourly if we so choose. It depends on how much of a specific type of flying we do. So I'll usually do it hourly because it's easier to just pass that cost on to you as a pilot. And so, the $10 an hour, I don't have to figure in $400 a month of insurance and charge each of my clients to make up that difference. If you've got me flying in a place that's a little more crowded and dangerous and more expensive to insure, you're going to pay that insurance. If you're one of my clients out here in the country, it's going to cost me $5 for an hour of flight because there's nothing to hit, you're going to pay that insurance. So I feel it's a more equitable way to go for most of my clientele. The other things with safety to take into consideration, most people will realize there's power lines and trees and obstacles like that. People don't think of, are there birds in the area? Is it a mating season for wildlife? Because a bird will attack a drone while if the bird's trying to protect the nest and trying to attract mates. So these are things that come up, believe it or not. I've been grounded for a couple of hours by a crow, which is why we charge for the job, not the hour, because, you shouldn't be paying for a horny bird that wants to get my drone out of the sky. Next, let's talk about aesthetics. So aesthetics, the looks, I could have saved looks for L, but the legality is important and we're getting there. The looks. So most drone pilots who are doing real estate work and other professional work and went through the trouble to get their 107 certification were photographers first. Some of us that weren't, a lot of the younger guys who grew up, they were interested in drones, they've grown up with photography manipulation software for so long, they know what they're doing there. And the thing is, you're going to be using at least two different cameras in this situation. The one you're taking the pictures of the house with from the ground, and the ones you're taking the pictures with from the air. And you want these shots to look like they were taken, same location, same day, same roughly time. You want them to match. Like a film, we do color correction. Okay, so when you go to watch a movie, the movie will have a color palette. When we do your photo shoot, we will work with a general color palette. We will want to make it look like a warm summer day or a cool fall day, depending on what the other colors around tell the viewer, because this makes it look more natural and we want it to look that way. We may overexpose or underexpose based on the flight and then fix it in post. But you want a photographer who knows what they're doing. So your aesthetic is going to be better using a pro. Now let's get to the really important one, legality. This is it. This is the one that means you have to do this legally. If you're going to be using the pictures commercially at all, it doesn't matter if the owner or the owner's kid or cousin or whoever provided you with the photos for free. You can't use those drone photos unless that person was a certified drone pilot. My drone needs to be registered. I need to be certified. And in most cases, the FAA is not going on to your MLS and checking and making sure that these things were done. But what's going to happen is if there was an incident in that area, and they will know where the area is, or if there's an accident, God forbid, during the photo shoot, it's going to come to their attention. And here's the thing. There are fines. There are steep fines. And the fine doesn't just go to the drone pilot. Because if you hired a non-licensed drone pilot, this is a person without a license. But you're the person who made the job happen. And as the licensed individual, you're probably going to be held to a higher standard than they are. Okay? And if, God forbid something happens, who's going to pay the tab on that? It's going to be you. Right? So I'm going to put the FAA page right here where you can see the person who causes the job. what is that, an $11,000 fine? That's pretty steep. I mean, what's your commission going to be on this house? How much of it do you want to risk on a fine? And that's without the liability and everything else that'll come up that brought you to their attention in the first place. And so the last thing, expertise. So expertise, you've got a professional. If you were selling a house and it had a foundation problem, or it had a major electrical problem, or it had a major plumbing problem inside the walls, would you just suggest that they have their brother-in-law who's never, really had a license to do anything to it? Or would you suggest a licensed electrician, a licensed contractor, a licensed foundation person? You're going to go with the experts. You're going to go with the professionals because you're a professional. And if you're going to remain professional, you need to recommend professionals and use professionals. So that's it, guys. If you want to keep your clients safe, happy, give them the best product, doesn't have to be me, because for a lot of you, it can't be. You're watching this on YouTube. I probably don't even live near you. But you want to use a professional, licensed drone pilot. Okay? SUAS, a small unmanned aircraft system certified pilot in command. They check us out every 2 years. So make sure our licenses are up to date. There's no expiration date on our license. But if the license is more than 2 years old, ask to see our re-up. Okay? I've been licensed for 3 years, so I've got one re-up under my belt. I'm going to actually start doing them annually because there's no reason not to. They're not that expensive. And, more important than the drone they're flying is the experience and the certification they have. All right, guys. I hope that helps somebody out there, and we'll see you in the sky.